Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. UFC 330 just ended, and Islam Makhachev retains the welterweight championship belt by Ian Garry being a cuck during a fight. I hated Ian Garry in this fight. I'm so disappointed with Ian Garry. Again, I'm not one of these guys who hates Ian Garry for his personal life choices, the way he talks. It's kind of annoying. I understand why people hate him, but I'm not one of those guys. He can do whatever he wants with it because there are much worse, reprehensible cockroaches in the UFC who fans have no problem sucking up to just because they are a little bit more entertaining as a fighter. Maybe they are undefeated, maybe they are just like champions and stuff. But how are you gonna be a cock during a fight, Ian Garry? You're you are in a fist fight and you're just constantly appreciating Islam. Come on, buddy, you're doing a great job. Yes, fuck my wife, just exactly like that. Why are you doing this during a fist fight? I understand you want to show respect to Islam Makhachev, but this is not the time, man. You want to do it, maybe you just want to show a fist bump, and then at the end of the fight, you can just hug it out. That's completely fine. But he was so passive, especially in the beginning in this fight, and this was. I went into the fight expecting Islam Makhachev to finish Ian Garry, but in the first round, I was already convinced that Ian Garry is gonna knock him out. I was really convinced. The height and the reach of Ian Garry was just so much for Islam Makhachev. He felt so uncomfortable, and I feel like this was a very winnable fight for Ian Garry once the rough fight started. Like if you take Islam Makhachev's fight IQ and you put it down Ian Garry would have destroyed Islam Makhachev right now. Islam Makhachev would have absolutely fucking destroyed him, and that's why I'm extremely disappointed with him. Not really, not particularly a great fight. It was okay. It was kind of fun at times, but it was not necessarily something like a Justin Gage Ilya Topuria type of fight or an Alex Volkanovski Islam Makhachev type of fight. But I'm again super. I've always been impressed by Islam Makhachev. He still found a way to overcome all the disadvantages that he had. So the fight starts, and they're just Ian Garry was so passive in the first round. I don't think he threw a single shot in the first 90 seconds or something. And then Islam Makhachev shot a single leg, took him down, and Ian Garry tried to escape out of it and he couldn't. So he just ran to the cage and went on to all fours and then switched to the head position where you can start hand fighting and ripping the hands. And you can see how just the height was already giving, not only on the feet but also in the grappling. Because as soon as Ian Garry went on to the all four, basically, his hips were much higher than Islam Makhachev. This is not the position you want to have as a wrestler. And I mean, like if you're a Merab type of wrestler where you're just like constantly okay with dragging him around, just going there and recycling this, then maybe you want to do this. But if you're someone like Islam Makhachev, Charles Oliveira, who are like trying to hook the legs, trying to get to the body triangle and take the back, this is not what you want to have, because when your opponent's hips are higher than yours, you can't really hook the legs, or you can't really like get to the back and put in the um, body triangle. And because you're gonna obviously like fall off of your opponent. And not a lot of fighters really understand this. I'm talking to you, Michael Chandler, motherfucker. This is how you're supposed to wrestle. You're not supposed to take the back when your opponent's hips are higher than you. But Islam Makhachev is superior. He obviously knows he shouldn't be trying that, so he was constantly like doing leg trips, and then trying to hook the legs. But Ian Garry was just doing this, and he started doing the Patreon Merab Dvalishvili rematch thing, where he was elbowing Islam's forearms. And once this round ended, I was completely convinced that Ian Garry is gonna find a knockout in the fourth or fifth round. I was just convinced, because this is gonna tire out your arms, just like what happened to Merab Dvalishvili. And Ian Garry is, I mean, like Islam Makhachev is not gonna have as strong of a grip as the fight progresses, but Ian Garry was also like not really doing in the first round that much other than this. So second round he started goes into the fight. He is winning the round by the first half of the round, like 2 minutes, 3 minutes into the fight, he was winning, and then Islam Makhachev tries to go for a single. I don't even think he goes for a single. He actually crashes in to Ian Garry, tries a bunch of knees, and then like gets the double collar on Ian Garry, and Ian Garry uses this to push Islam Makhachev all the way to the cage, and he started to rip Islam's body. I think he saw this from the Dustin Poirier fight, and Dustin Poirier was doing this in I think the fourth round or maybe third round, and he was doing the same thing, and then he makes a mistake. He, I mean, like it's not necessarily a mistake by Ian Garry, but it's an impressive setup by Islam Makhachev, where as Ian Garry exits the clinch, he throws the right hand, kind of ducks his head, and then comes up with his left high kick, catches him with the toes, drops Ian Garry, and then takes him down and then holds him there. This just shows how versatile the Islam Makhachev is. Getting a high kick on someone much taller than you is really hard, man. So this is really impressive stuff from Islam Makhachev. And Ian Garry was winning this round. If he was not, if he didn't get hit by this head kick, he probably would have won this round and maybe even won the fight. Even though I don't really agree with the judges' scorecards where they were giving like 4-1 Islam Makhachev. I don't think that was the case. Yeah, but this happens. This is the fight game. You get caught at times when you sometimes you zig instead of zagging, and it happens. And then third round starts. He starts finding his rhythm. He starts like throwing his the high kicks. He starts throwing the oblique kicks, and that's what I was expecting from Ian Garry in the first round. That's what I wanted from Ian Garry in the first round, to hand fight, to keep Islam Makhachev at the end of the reach, so you can throw your high kicks, you can throw your jab, and the third round he was doing it. And when Islam Makhachev tried to go for a single leg, he started defending it. He started defending it pretty well. Um, where he was keeping Islam's pressure all the way on to his side when Islam is still on the single, and then he was trying to again wrap his leg over Islam's leg so that he has a grip to push Islam forward in this direction, and then get to his back and escape out of it. This is again where the height comes into play, because it's hard. If you're a shorter fighter, you can't really throw your legs over Islam from this position. It's much harder to do it. But Ian Garry is so long that he had no problem just stepping over there and then just wrapping his legs around and then pushing Islam forward and then getting out of this. He did it in the third round. He did it in the fourth round. I think he might have did it in the or I think he tried it in the first round, but it didn't work. But again, this is a great way to defend this single leg. But if you remember, Alex Volkanovski did it to Islam Makhachev too. It was the same defense for the single leg. And Conor McGregor tried it against Khabib too, but he was unsuccessful. He never was able to get his legs over Khabib. But Volkanovski and Ian Garry were able to do it properly, and then they were able to get out of it. Um, and then in the fifth round, Islam Makhachev just takes him down. Um, and as Ian Garry was trying to throw strikes in the clinch, he he missed the timing, and Islam Makhachev had a body lock at the time, and then he stepped his left foot over, takes him down, takes Ian Garry down, and this time he has like belly down. He was completely belly down, and Islam Makhachev used this opportunity to get the body lock on the back, and then he just stayed there, threw some pita pata shots, just one on the card there, and that's not. I mean, this was what he was able to do to Ian Garry. And I don't think that was an Ian Garry who was like bloodlusted, trying to win the fight at any cost, and he was constantly distracted. He was like not really focused on the fight. He was like talking to his family, not really what you want to do as a fighter, man. This, I mean, like we're not Bobby Green. There are fighters who do this, and that's how they fight. That's their style of fighting, and this is not something that you want to do when you're facing Islam Makhachev. You want to be like laser focused, completely in the fight. You cannot afford to do any mistakes, and small mistakes just added up for Ian Garry, and he lost the fight. Like, I don't even blame him for getting head kicked, but I blame him in the first round where he did nothing and then got single leg. I think if he had tried in the first round, he probably would have won the fight. I know the referees, just like as I said, gave Islam the fourth round, which I not necessarily agree. I don't think he won the fight. Just because you take down someone doesn't mean you can win the fight. You need to establish control. You have to do more than just taking Ian Garry down. And Ian Garry was throwing a lot of strikes in the clinch, and Islam was looking different, and he was bruised up after that. And so I think Ian Garry won the third and fourth. Islam Makhachev won the remaining 3 rounds, and was able to retain the title. And I don't know what he will look like against a Michael Morales, man. Someone who can wrestle, someone who can grapple. I don't necessarily agree that Michael Morales is a great fighter, but he poses a lot of troubles for Islam Makhachev, and this fight does not help, uh, or this fight does not make me confident that Islam Makhachev can really like run over the welterweights. I think he's gonna have a lot of trouble. I think he should be praying his God. I think he should be praying every day that Shavkat Rakhmonov is not in the welterweight anymore, and even if he comes back, we don't know what type of uh, form he's gonna be in. I think Shavkat Rakhmonov would have destroyed Islam Makhachev. I think Shavkat, even, for fuck's sake, there's some kind of stuff going on outside my building, man. But if Shavkat Rakhmonov was in the welterweight division in his prime, even though I don't necessarily agree his grappling defense is all that great, I think be he would have been just as tall as Ian Garry, just as long as Ian Garry. He would have been going forward. He would have been all. Um, he would be he would be throwing down. And Ian Garry was not moving in this fight. He was way too stationary in this fight, and it just costed him. Um, and it's such a shame, man. I think Ian Garry was the better fighter. I think he would have won it. I mean, like not skill for skill, but I think if Ian Garry was all focused in this fight, I think would have won this fight. And he dropped the ball. He really dropped the ball, and now he has to like again run through the welterweight contenders if he wants to get another title shot. And we don't know who's going to be the champion by this time, because I don't think Islam is going to be a long reigning champion in welterweight. I hope he does do some of it, and I hope he becomes one of the greats. Again, he does have the the PED failure too, and we don't know if we can really put him as a goat if he gets like two more defense. But if he didn't have it, I think after two more defense, I would have said that Islam Makhachev is the greatest of all time. But he just still does have the PED failure, so that kind of takes him out of the competition, at least for me. But skill for skill, Islam Makhachev is a nightmare, man. Especially if the fighters or his size. It starts getting like dicey when the opponents are like way longer and bigger than Islam Makhachev. And JDM, not necessarily the biggest welterweight, but the other people, the other fighters are gonna be like really long and really like massive in the division. And I don't know how Islam is gonna do, but I'm excited to find out, man. I do like Islam Makhachev, so I do hope he does it, um, and gets his name in the history books. But we have to see what happens. If you enjoyed this breakdown, like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in another video.